Na Priyamaina Namaskaram, Vanakkam, Namaste to everyone. Welcome back onto our live stream. And this evening we are blessed in having Mr. Richard Pillay with us. And we will get to know him much better and also try to understand his musical journey. I think it has been one of its best. And Namaskaram to you, Mr. Pillay. I hope that you are well.
I am. Thank you, Sage. Namaskar, Vanakkam, Namaste everyone. And thank you for having me.
I think it's a pleasure, Uncle Richard, and by listening to your music, I certainly, am inspired, and we are blessed in having you. Firstly, I would like to find out who is Mr. Richard Pillay, and yeah.
Sage, I'm just a humble person. Nothing special about me. If there's anything special, it's a gift from the Divine Mother that I have, that's been bestowed upon me. But otherwise, I'm just a simple person. Absolutely, I don't take any accolades. I don't thrive on anything as such. So yes, you can call me humble.
Well, yes. And tell me, how long have you been singing for? I think that's the magical question.
Sage, singing has been in my family, for quite a while. But I've been singing just sporadically here and there, especially when it came to satsangs and temples and things like that, from a young age. But it's more like about 6 or 7 years ago when I decided to really take my music and my singing seriously. So it's just these 6 or 7 years that I've grown this much.
Thank you for that, Mr. Pillay. And everyone has someone in which that inspires you to even do better. I would like to find out from you who and what actually inspires you.
I think it's music is quite a humble thing. I haven't met a person who's in the music industry or a singer, especially a devotional singer, who's not humble and is not prepared to help anyone else grow as well. So, my dad used to sing in his time, not professionally, but he used to sing, and most probably that's in my genes. But I think as time went on, singing, because of what I knew from my early days and my growing up days, it just blossomed in me that I had to take this up full time.
Thank you. And speaking about humble, I think I have the first hand preference in knowing how humble this gentleman is, and trust me, he really is. What formal training do you have?
It might seem like I have, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sage, no, unfortunately, I didn't have, I don't know whether to say fortunately, I didn't have any formal training at all. So what I'm blessed with today and what I know today is, just perseverance and the wanting to know and the wanting to learn all the time and pushing myself, especially that, there's so many genres that I sing in and so many languages that I sing in that I think inspires even me to do more.
Thank you for that. And as I have said, in the beginning of the month, we all have started off somewhere, as we call it, bathroom singers, where we actually sing in the bathroom first. And even if we don't know the words, we actually just hum. And, until, I guess everyone has started it. And I think, it's something that actually takes us places.
It does, yes.
Yeah. And every single musician whether you have started off from a small kid, or even if you're about 50 or 60, and if you started off, we all have highlights. And somewhere in our career, we look at these highlights and we say, yes, at least we have achieved this much. And what are some of the highlights of your musical journey?
Actually, in a short space of time, which is around about 5 or 6 years, there's a few things. I've been on a show, South African show, musical singing show, that's called The Rising Stars. It's Your Voice, and I was a finalist in the adult category of that there, for which I am totally humble, and I appreciate it so much that I was given that opportunity to be on TV, to be on the radio stations as well.
Yeah.
So, that was one of it. I'm also an Artist Award recipient, and I was also blessed to be part of the journey of the SA Musicians Against COVID-19 platform, where I've been performed quite often. So it's for that day, I think in the time of COVID, to have people listen to my cover versions and to keep them, inspired and if I can use the word spiritualized, in that dark times. I'm actually blessed to be part of that journey with them as well. And then, I've already released 2 CDs in the last few years. One was a mixture. I think it's one of the first in the country. They had a mixture of 3 different languages, 3 different genres of music as well. And that one was called Old Is Still Gold. My second one was taken out at the beginning of last year, and it was called Soulful Bhajans. And because I do a lot of ceremonies and religious functions as well, I created that CD so that people who could not get bhajan groups to their homes at the times of funerals and ceremonies, they could actually utilize that CD, and play it at the time when they were at their lowest. So that was Soulful Bhajans that was released last year, was quite a hit as well.
Yes. And I think Phoenix FM is very fond of actually playing your music. And I think we have also played in the duration of our Hindi section. And what I actually enjoy about, especially the album that's titled Soulful Bhajans. And I know that, it's just a question in which I'd like to ask you. What actually inspired you to give a small meaning behind each song? And trust me, when we listen to songs, some of us just listen to it, but it's so nice to know the meaning. Even if it's, as you said, it's a CD that's made for ceremonies and so forth. So tell me, what actually inspired you to actually give a small meaning so people actually understand what the song means?
Sage, I do every weekend I'm doing 2 or 3 ceremonies, and I am of the notion that not everybody knows our mother tongue. So for me to go out there and to sing 15 or 18 songs in an hour and 15 minutes and walk away from there is very easy for me. But what I do is I give the people that don't know what they're listening to just a little bit of a synopsis as to what the song entails. And not lengthy, just 2 or 3 lines. And that helps them to at least understand what they are listening to.
Wow, yes, thank you. Also, tell me, what type of music are you comfortable with?
Unfortunately, I'm not the modern music kind of guy. My age will tell you that, I'm actually a golden oldie person. So the likes of TMS, if you look at on the north side, we look at Anup Jalota, people like Shankar Mahadevan, someone like Jagjit Singh with his ghazals as well. So, I'm more the golden oldie era kind of singer.
Wow, thank you. Also, I have seen this personally. There's two sides of you, or I can say there's 3 sides of you. Firstly, I've seen you play out and singing film and golden oldies. And then I've seen you also singing Urdu songs. I've also seen you sing Hindi songs. So can you tell me how all this came in?
I can't even answer that stage.
Yeah.
It's somehow it's just a flair that I have that I can pick up. You know, I even do. I do some songs in Punjabi. I do some songs in. I'm learning one or two Rajasthani songs as well.
Yeah.
You know, the only one that I need to do and I'm embarrassed about is I haven't learned a Telugu song as yet. Yeah, that's the only thing. It's going to come up soon.
No, it will. Yeah.
You know, incidentally, I'm in part of the highlights of my career as well was I was one of the first artists that opened up Phoenix FM when they had the launch at the Durban Drive-In.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not so sure if you remember that time there, but Bash Hussain was there, and we've had quite a few people. But I did that there, and I was also blessed, and I actually omitted this from my resume in my highlights, and that is that I was one of the fortunate people, blessed people, to be picked out to do the worldwide Hanuman Chalisa that was released worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
And we've even released it right here in the studio as well. You know, together with Nivash Santosh Harilal and Asha Rambaran Sewat and, you know, Ramnaraj, I think is Niren. I did the musical score for that day, So I was indeed blessed to be part of it.
So I should say welcome home.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Okay. Tell me, who are your favorite artists, whether it's locally or international?
You know, back in the mid 80s, one of the person that I took on, and quite a bit of the music that I do today, the cover versions are of Anup Jalota. So he comes in first and foremost with a CD that I am now doing, which is for release soon, and you'll get that chance to release this CD. T.M. Sundararajan is one of my favorites as well. So, you know, whether it's a Murugan Bhajan or anything from the golden era, there is TMS is my icon basically.
Wow, that's good to know. Tell me, coming out from, I can say one of the senior musicians in South Africa that's playing music and keeping up with the trends of today. And I know that you have come a very long way in your musical career. So can you give some advice who wants to take up singing, and what would you have to say for someone that wants to, get into singing, whether it's playing an instrument or whether it's just singing?
Sage, I don't know whether everybody's as fortunate as I am, where they don't need a guru or a trainer or a voice coach, or But I think first and foremost in anything, not only if you're singing or if you're doing music, you have to be humble, and humility teaches us teachability. So we will become teachable if we are humble. But if we say that we know everything, or we have pride about ourselves, then definitely we're not going to go anywhere. Number one. Number two, emulate only yourself. Just make yourself better each day. Don't try to be Muhammad Rafi. Don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to be Kishore Kumar. Those legends won't come again. And I do whatever I do it to the best of my ability. And tomorrow I want to do the same thing better than I did it, today. So the thing is that you have to be within your reach, be humble, and just do the best that you can. But it needs a lot of training, it needs a lot of vocal practice and things like that in order to really prosper and to really get into the groove of things. There's just so much to singing. You don't just pick up a mic and just sing. There's timing, there's soul, there is just pitch, there is just so much of things. And if you can get that correct at the beginning, then yeah, you're on the road at least to know exactly where you are going.
Thank you very much. And I just would like to add something in which that Uncle Richard has said about humble. There's a song that's titled Samarasam Vulavumi Demena Barbikana. And in the song it talks about these 4 types of people. The beggar, the king, the literate and the illiterate. He even answers this question and he even says, in the Yelorku Moody will Sendirum Kada. It means that these 4 types of people, whoever you are, we're still going to go into the discrimination ground. Whether you like it or not, no matter what you have, no matter what you don't have. He even says, in the Yelorku Moody will Sendirum Kada. We all are going in the discrimination ground.
Yeah.
So we have to be humble and as you have said, never forget where you come from. Thank you very much, Mr. Pillay. Tell me, where is Mr. Pillay headed from here, and what is in stock for Mr. Richard Pillay?
Like I say, everything that I do, we won't get anything to perfection. You know, there's a saying, you know, practice makes perfect. There is no such thing as practice makes perfect. Practice will make you better each day. That's what it does. And that's what I continue doing, just practicing. And like I said, I've already mentioned my 2 CDs. I have my 3rd CD in the pipeline that should be out in about a month's time, if not 6 weeks. And that's what I'm focusing on at this time here. This time here, I've had my fair share at a mixed CD.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was the only one I do. Then I had my shot at a complete Hindi CD.
Yeah.
And so now I'm busy with a complete Tamil CD only. Evergreen songs that no one will get tired of.
And I'm sure there's a Telugu CD coming up.
I most probably will just learn a Telugu song and put it into that CD. Yeah. But that is what my next project, and it's, you know, almost in the completion stages. I'm actually eagerly waiting for that one to come out as well.
Well, that was a live interview by Mr. Richard Pillay. And also, my last question, actually it's not a question, can you share with us some of your details if the viewers and listeners want to reach out to you? Can you give us a contact number?
Yes, sure, absolutely. Well, my Facebook page, I have 2, which is, one is just Richard Pillay, and the other one is Richard Pillay Vocalist. That's on Facebook. My mobile number is 076 014 5895. And I reside in the Phoenix area.
Thank you very much. And I think on behalf of Phoenix FM and myself, I would like to take this very grand opportunity in thanking you for being part of this lovely journey. And I'm pretty sure that the viewers and the listeners have gained something and have understood you much better. So I thank you for giving me your time in being here. Phoenix FM and I really appreciate it.
Thank you. We can agree.
Well, we will play a few songs from Mr. Richard Pillay's album that's titled Soulful Music.
Bhajans, soulful bhajans. The mother of the universe, and asking her to please help us, guide us, give us the power and the strength to overcome our grief, and to also rid this universe of this deadly virus that is taking away our loved ones.
You have fans listening all the way from Bangladesh.
Is it? तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का। दर्शन हो माँ तेरे, सबकी अभिलाषा है। मन में रहो तुम सबके, तुमसे यही आशा है। दर्शन हो माँ तेरे, सबकी अभिलाषा है। मन में रहो तुम सबके, तुमसे यही आशा है। क्या मेरा क्या उसका, ये अपना पराया क्या। सदज्योत जला करके रोशन करो जग सारा, रोशन करो जग सारा। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, संसार तुम्हारा है, कभी धूप कभी छाया है। एक दिन उस जाना है, जो भी यहाँ आया है। संसार तुम्हारा है, कभी धूप कभी छाया है। एक दिन उस जाना है, जो भी यहाँ आया है। क्या रंग है जीवन का, क्या रूप है मानव का। तुम ज्ञान बड़ा करके उपकार करो दुर्गा, उपकार करो दुर्गा। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का। The next bhajan I'm going to do tells us, O Lord, please continue to be my Savior. If I have to forget you at any period of time, O Lord, please, please do not forget me. भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना। भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना। अब तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा देना। भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना। अब तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा देना। संभव है झंझट में मैं तुमको भूल जाऊं प्रभु जी। संभव है झंझट में मैं तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा देना। दल पल के साथ माया गिरे मुझ जो आकर, प्रभु जी दल पल के साथ माया गिरे मुझको आकर, तब देख रहना चकरा के चुरा लेना। भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना, अब तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा देना।
Well, once again, on behalf of Phoenix FM, thank you very much, Mr. Richard Pillay. I really enjoyed being in your presence, and I hope everything of the best to you. And I hope that Lord Narayana himself will shower his richest blessings upon you.
Thank you.
Well, from 6 to 6:30, we have some lovely gospel songs, and that is by Sid Govender.
Two dedications, one to a mother